Yes, family, we up. We on. Tap, 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 tap. Look like we on, family. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Empress Zera Menin. Yes, family. One perfect balance. Yes, family. We keeping the faith, holding the order. Yes, one order. I see my brother Steve in the building as usual. And other folks in the background. Definitely shout out to those on YouTube, especially the ones who've been waiting patiently. We here, and we gonna make this thing happen. Tonight. I got this feeling, man. All I can tell you is welcome to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. I have a real special feeling about tonight. We're gonna drop some science in here, man, that I'm sure gonna disturb the peace. Too long, much too long. Greetings, Jackie. I see you. Yes. Art in motion. I see you in here early out. That was going on, man. Oh man, I heard the walk today was a success. I didn't even get to make it, but I was there in spirit without question. Much support to those who and energy to those who was out there with the nurses today. I still can't believe this. Not that I'm in disbelief. The fact that the country as a whole is still moving like business as usual when the people who provide a serious service known as the healthcare is out in the street, not in the ER, not in the operation theater, not in the cancer ward or the children's ward or the where they have the new babies, maternity ward. They out in the street with placards. Something is seriously and fundamentally wrong with that picture. And I don't care if it's an election, selection, or whatever they want to call it going on. The reality is the prime servant right now of this nation, regardless of what she said a few weeks ago or not. Anybody who could sit back comfortably and pretend to be comfortably, because they can't be rich. But then again, wait a minute, hold on. The truth of the fact is they don't go to QEH. Now that I'm thinking about it, they don't go QEH. If they have something wrong with them, physically or medically, they're not going in QEH. So really and truly, it makes sense why they don't even address the issue of QEH. Because it wouldn't affect them in no form or fashion. However, the rest of this nation, the rest of individuals in this nation who would attend QEH should be a bit disturbed by this because unless you got the money to go to these other institutions or hop on your private jet or any jet for that matter and fly to a different facility to get the type of medical help and assistance you need, you at the mercy of QEH and the nurses who are clearly up to their necks and not taking any more. So I would like to think that more people would be, at least answering questions. And the fact that I said again that the prime servant and not any of her, I mean, you telling me not one minister can jump out there and break rank and be like, look, man, I roll in with these, but well, they can't roll with the nurses. That would be, that's like usurping the authority. You'd be fired in no time. But I'm just saying they can't. I mean, nobody can go and tell her, listen, look, man, we need to address this with a matter of urgency. I mean, even today, after today, the news tonight, I didn't watch the news, so I don't know if she said something. I know she always on a press conference. I don't know. But to ignore what's going on with the nurses. Anyhow, this I'll touch on that in a minute. And I'll segue into why I mentioned that in a minute. I got the files right here. Yeah, I got the files. I got the files. But anyhow, tell a friend and tell a friend. You know how we do, man. We're gonna drop a little tune real quick. For those who don't want to hear the music, you can always skip forward if you're watching it in replay. Otherwise, if it's a live, just take this time to go tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. You know, this like that song before the offering, it give you a chance to go in your pocketbook and fiddle around to see how much you gonna come out with and how much you gonna pay back for the bills. So yeah, this is that tune. So go tell a friend and tell a friend, family. Make sure they know that Politically Incorrect is on. You know, it's that time. Yeah. See if they can do this thing now. Things got to happen for things to happen, family. Things got to happen for things to happen, man.
No, it ain't easy. Believe me, them why you keep it truth as a secret. The people need it, reveal it. Yeah, we are the future, can't defeat it. If we get to your life and meaning, emotion around while I read it. Right now, we're joining, I'm feeling. Come on, more brighter days are appearing when it's time clear.
Brighter days will appear when the storm clears. But guide us through these dark days, Almighty. Guide us through these dark days, man. Sure. We born fighters, family. Tell a friend to tell a friend, family. Politically incorrect. We on, man. They on. Tonight, man.
Coming more brighter days appear when it's time clear. And I you will be the light, me a guide me in the dark days. Forgive my past, oh Lord, you make my heart beat.
All right. Tell a friend. I got you. I see you.
Life experience and no classwork. If you not get the lesson, then you can't learn. God give me blessing in a church.
I'm trying to get a hold of this young lady. What's her name? Miss Mo. The one that crossed over. I wonder if she would come on and give us a conversation. We born fighters, man. Born fighters, man. We ain't gonna give up. We ain't gonna give up. Pressure bust pipes, man. We ain't gonna give up, man. We born fighters, family. That's what's up, man. Come too far to turn back now. That's the deal. You come too far, man. We ain't turning back now. You making sport. Wow. Shout out to Marcia Weeks too, by the way, man. I definitely gotta give it to her, man. Definitely gotta give it to her, man. Sister like this, they monitoring her phone. Welcome to the club. We ain't scared of ghosts, though. You see what I'm saying? We ain't scared of ghosts. We call in Ghostbusters. You see what I'm saying? Black Lion Security would deal with that. Thing is a joke. Keep playing around. Sure. Greetings, man. Greetings. But anyhow, I gotta tell you all this. Go get a pen and paper early. Just go get your pen and paper early out. I know we're gonna just run through this. We're gonna run through this, man. We're gonna just drop it and we're gonna do what we're gonna do tonight. Tonight we're gonna do what we gotta do. I heard from the elder earlier. Next week, Monday, the brother from Yaramin, the elder, the organic farmer. He's gonna bring the knowledge. He already sent me a message about tonight is the full moon in terms of what to plant, what not to plant, how to plant. The guy is a walking farmer's almanac. I'm telling you. So as far as how to survive off grid, because that's what's gonna come. Monday next week, don't miss it. The elder gonna have the platform. I just gonna get my notebook and just take notes. You know what I mean? This brother right here, a bishop. He's an amazing man. And our paths just crossed. I don't even know how I met the brother. Really, we just connect, and from there it was on. So next week, Monday, make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend. If you're into agriculture, if you want to be into agriculture, if you at home, got your little seedlings in your home garden, you're looking to start a home garden, do not miss Monday. Bring a book, not a pen and piece of paper. Bring a book. There's a whole lot of information going to be given out in terms of how to plant, when to plant, that kind of stuff. Because right now, family, like I said, regardless of what happened on Wednesday, Thursday, Barbados is going to be a totally different place. And you need to prepare for it, mind, body, and soul, regardless. And know what's going on in order to fully grasp what's happening. So that's where we at, family. And without further ado, let me just jump right into this because first thing first, let me say, it's a bit difficult to not recognize what's going on. Even if you don't know and you support, whoever, a part of you gonna be saying to yourself, this thing a little strange, a little strange. You're seeing signs all over. You're seeing it's clever, Mia for PM. I'm not sure that means for I don't know what PM means, but I'm going to assume it means prime minister, which is funny because it can't mean prime minister because you can't actually put up a sign during election that says that. But I find that a lot of rules are being broken on so many levels. A lot of the so-called laws are being violated, and no one really seems to be addressing none of these issues. You ain't hear nothing from. I mean, you hear people whispering about how she could do this, how she could do that, but the reality is rules are being broken. You remember a few months back, you see all these pictures of different people having parties, even the PM at some parties, and these are parties. Although entertainment was banned in Barbados, so I would like to think that if entertainment was banned in Barbados because of COVID protocols, it was against the law to have a fete or what they call a fete. Well, shouldn't that also apply to people who are having parties? I mean, you have a party at your house. I mean, a fete and a party, what's the difference? You pay to go? I mean, what's the difference between a fete and a party? I mean, by definition, because if the only definition in terms of difference between a fete and a party is that one you have to pay an entrance fee and one is your friends you come over, the only difference is the monetary gain at the door. So then it would mean that anybody who was having a gathering would be in violation if they. I mean, how did that work? Because you couldn't have no facts because it was violation. So my question is, what was going on at these so-called private parties? And there was some where you see the PM involved in it, and rubbing shoulders and all kind of stuff. Um, I wish somebody could get those pictures again and put them up because I don't have them and post those pictures, because it would make you wonder. Well, if the PM of the prime servant or the PM, we use the words loosely, is currently breaking laws, protocols, um, shouldn't there be charges brought up? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. I don't know. Um, I mean, you can ask her to resign at least because if the rules apply to everybody and the protocols, because of safety measures, are being put in place for that reason, then you would like to think that the reality is anybody who violate these COVID rules, I see people going into court and getting fines and all kind of stuff. People are afraid, and they say they got about 4,000 people in isolation, which means they can't vote. The people in their household can't come out the house either because they can't vote. Although if you have symptoms, you can go and vote, which is the craziest logic. I mean, this is why I start this in the first place, because the idiotic, I mean, the kind of asinine, I don't know, backwards thinking that you hear these people talking about, you really wonder who is the audience they speaking, who they be talking to. I mean, who they be, because I know it ain't me, because that don't make no sense. I could think for myself, so that don't apply to me. That you ain't talking to me, not with that nonsense. I mean, absolute nonsense. You want me to submit to that as a free man, as a sovereign man, and nah, we don't have no agreement. We don't have no contract. If we do, show me it. Show me it. Family, this is where we're going to have to go. This rule of law. Think about it for a second. All these protocols in place. You can't vote. If you leave your house and vote, we're going to charge. What did it say? You're going to get charged for violating the COVID protocols. Listen, family, let me say this to you now. If the PM and her cabinets and all the parties, private and whatnot, and I was in a certain location the other day, not far, from one of these upscale gated communities, and there was a huge party going on. This is weeks ago, a month ago. I mean, huge party going on. Before that, I'm thinking to myself, I mean, I had DJ and everything going on, telling myself, well, wait. Entertainment in Barbados on a standstill. People can't get no little gigs and little work, nothing like that. But all of a sudden, family, if you leave your house to go and cast your opposition ballot, your opposition vote, go and cast your vote. If for some strange reason they claim that you violate some COVID law, tell them that's fine. I'll meet you in court. When you go to court, listen to me very carefully. Listen to me, write this down. Listen to me very carefully. When you go to court and you take it to trial, don't go to court and get scared in front of the magistrate about this and that. Look, I want discovery. I want the evidence. You want your discovery. You want all the information, and you want to go to trial on this thing. You want to go to trial, and you don't need a lawyer. You don't want no. You don't want none of that. You represent yourself. You're ready yet. You present yourself. Don't represent yourself. See how they trick us with the words? Don't represent yourself. Present yourself as a living being. And you go up in the court and you ask the prosecutor one single question, if they should ever get to it. Since you violate the COVID rules, and there's a COVID, you want evidence that COVID exists. Because unless you go to trial, unless you can produce evidence that this COVID thing exists, how can you charge me with something that you can't prove in a court of law? I'm just saying, for all those who've been fined already and sentenced because you couldn't pay whatever, I'm sorry, but the reality is that's illegal, because you just got to ask them to prove that if you violate the law, we'll prove that this law, if there's a COVID, we'll prove it. Prove it. Bring the proof that COVID exists to court, and show the court and show me where the proof that I violated the COVID law. There's no COVID law. There's no law in Barbados that say COVID you can't. There's no law. All these policies and mandates, a bunch of playful words that they trick the people with, but there's no law that say you can't leave your house because of some COVID. There's no law that says that. So if I'm in violation of a policy or some mandate, then that's all right. Bring the proof. And there are cases throughout the world where people had the same argument. Case law. There's case law. So it's funny because it'd be interesting to see how one court upheld the law and dismissed the case, and another court in Barbados found you guilty for the same exact thing. It'd be quite interesting to see how they pull that one off. As a matter of fact, don't be surprised though, because it only was the other day, the Kingsland land thing, the case with the Kingsland land, when Barbados was like, nah, there no case. And the court in America was like, wait, hold up, y'all blind? This is a complete violation. Matter of fact, this contains bribery, fraud. I mean, right now, the judicial system in Barbados, based on that one case, everybody who's involved in that case from a governmental position should have resigned, should be fired automatically. There has been, again, this prime servant, y'all talking about Mia stay the course. Let me tell you the course right here. The course is we doing what we feel like. That's the course. We clearly doing what we feel like. So seeing as how this is the course that we on, we doing what we feel like, then in the words of the elders, when you live in a nation or a country where the law is corrupt, there's no law. There's no rule of law. Although there is a rule of law, divine law. So unless we're following that, then what are we following? What are we really following, family? Where's the rule of law and all this? That case alone, that Kingsland case where the court overseas outlined clearly police corruption, fabricating and lying, the evidence tampering, the judges, it also lists ministers of bribes and stuff. I mean, there's so much going on in that one case. And if you get the case filed and download the case, if you want to pay for it, I didn't pay for it, but I'm sure somebody else here might have paid for it. You can download the case file and you will see for yourself that they call names though. There's names and that. All those individuals supposed to have been arrested. All know they're supposed to still be arrested. But the racket in Barbados have been going on so long that people have become comfortable. So people still feel they could do as they want because after all, what Beatrice gonna do? Now they can get from brass stocks and talk to this clown. Yeah, this clown. And they're gonna run that kind of program and it's like, yeah, they ain't gonna do nothing. And I probably shouldn't call it brother clown. But I call him a clown because he's funny. Yo, that was way over some people's head. Anyhow, the fact of the matter is, right, people. I mean, your laws are being violated, your rights are being violated, left, right, and center. Left, right, and center. That's just the bottom line. That's the course we on, family. There's no rule of law. There's none. People doing what they feel like because they feel they can do that. I mean, all the speculation, all the information leaking out. I mean, everything gonna come out. That ain't even the point. Get your house in order. Tune in Monday next week for the agriculture program. You got other programs coming up. You got another class on Sunday. Got another interview with the Royal Governor on Sunday. The Royal Governor. We're gonna start talking about a little about law and sovereignty as well because reality is it's that time, family. And like the guy in Jamaica that said the other day, there's no other sovereign entity in Jamaica other than the government. But guess what? Y'all know what that means, man. I mean, y'all know what that means. Don't play dumb. Don't play dumb. Some of y'all gonna bow to this system and beg for mercy and plead. But why fear those that can destroy the body as opposed to the universal order that can destroy both body and soul? Y'all better check yourself, man. For real. I mean, like for real, it's that kind of time. It's that kind of time. It only makes sense. I mean, acting as if they're gonna actually bail you out. I mean, we talk the manifesto. Everybody talk the manifesto, and you know that's the big thing. The BLP manifesto or the DLP manifesto or the manifesto. These manifestos don't ever manifest anyhow. You look at the last one and what they did, or the one before that and what they did not do, or the one before that versus what they promised to do. Go to the BLP manifesto from 25 years ago. Just go take a look at it. I'm sure you can find it online. The BLP manifesto from 25, 28 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, because it's 15 years of Owen, 10 years of the Frondell/Thompson, and then 3 years, if my arithmetic is correct. And look and see what has really been done. I mean, yeah, go take a look at that. Go take a look at that. For some reason, so they plan to make 10,000 homes available for Barbadians. Let me explain this to you. A promise is a comfort to a fool. That's first thing first. A promise is a comfort for a fool. So if you are hoping that you get one of these homes, understand what they're really doing, family. Like really grasp what they're doing, man. Like really. I don't even feel like getting the energy really and truly. And we ain't even doing that. We ain't giving it the energy. We ain't even giving it. I mean, we could go on and on about what they promise and what they didn't promise. But, nah, we ain't dealing with that. What we want to do tonight, though, is do something a little different. And everybody keep telling me they want to call in, but I can't really do the call in because the phone line thing and the mic, and it don't really become, it ain't working how I would like it to work. So we do something a little different. So there's some people that always tell me they want to. Isis was on here the other night. By the way, shout out to Isis, by the way, without question. There's a few folks I know that wanted to jump in here a minute ago. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link to come on live in the comments. I'm going to post the link in the comments to come on live. If you're interested in that, there's some basic rules, house rules. Here's the first house rule. This platforming about disrespecting the body, full stop. Other than that, you can speak your truth. And that's basically what it is. We don't deal with the disrespect because the first person you disrespect when you disrespect somebody is yourself. And we both promoting self healing and self love and that kind of stuff. So other than that, if this is something that people are interested in, as they always telling me, um, let me know. Give me some feed forward. Let me know this is something that could happen, and let me make it happen, man. All this little side talk, and I gonna post the actual link to click. And all you gotta do, by the way, just click on the link. It's gonna bring you straight right here. I'll see, and I'll click, and we go from there. And we have a little dialogue because, like I said, voters' rights are being violated. They tell you can't leave your house. That's a lie. You got COVID, I don't got COVID. You got people walking around the same thing. Your isolation. I mean, come on. You spreading or not spreading. It's funny how you in isolation at home, but people in your house, I don't know if they nail the whole house, the door closed. Like when you're in isolation, the house can still move freely, or just you can't move. Like you got an ankle bracelet, but the boss house got an ankle bracelet, so it means that they can leave and you can't leave. What's the point of that? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. So these fake cases of Omicron and all this other madness. I saw this guy in the front page of the paper, this Google boss fella, and the reality is they gonna keep pushing this fear factor, people. They gonna keep pushing the fear factor. They gonna keep pushing the fear factor. So let me know, man. Let me know, man. We discuss this, man, on another level. You gotta challenge these so-called COVID laws, man, because right now I bet you, right? If you go check it out, take for example the sanitizers. They come. I mean, who's benefiting from all this right now? The people who make the sanitizers. You see, the people who distributing the paper towels or the napkins or the tissue, people with the masks, face masks, benefiting. Who's supplying Barbados with the piece? Well, with the test kits to sample and test whether it's the rapid antigen, if that's what it is, or the PCR, which by the way is illegal and they're still doing it. Who's supplying this stuff to Barbados? As a matter of fact, they're still using it because they might have a surplus of it. You see, so they're trying to get their money's worth. Who is benefiting from this? Where's Barbados buying this stuff from? It's amazing how we can buy all this stuff, but we can't buy the nurses a little gauze for the hospital, for the accident emergency, for the hospital. It's amazing what we can't buy a little alcohol. We can't. I mean, come on. I mean, we can't buy. The basic things that the gloves that the nurses need to help make what they do a lot easier. We having problems with that. We having serious problems with that. And in all fairness, right? I don't know, man. But the selection is in a couple is on a countdown at this point, and the reality is, as far as I'm concerned, it's a gross violation of the law. Good night to Jacqueline Allen. I see you. Man cannot rule himself. I saw a tour bus and everybody in the bus sitting. I saw a tour bus going to the airport this evening, and every seat in that bus had people sitting side by side. Of course, of course, when we see buses having a bus crawl, I'm sorry, it was a bus tour, with a whole fete going on a bus. But nobody arrested because it's tourists, right? These are games we playing that we allow. This is the course we on. Everybody could do what they feel like, but as it comes to us, it's a problem. Serious, serious, man. But I think it's time that we change that, man. I totally think it's time that we change that. Not because I'm saying that, but I mean, it's time. It's time. I mean, people talk about that. Your vote right now is your protest. Now, ain't about staying home and I ain't supporting this body, I ain't supporting that body. We gotta really realize, family, that these things happen because we sit back and watch it happen. But it's only when it knock on your door that wants people to come to your aid and your rescue. All along, like right now, the nurses. Today is for the nurses. Tomorrow maybe for you. Everything you hear now is fear, fear, fear. People are fearful. They want to lose their job. They want to lose this. They want to lose that. There's so many things that we knew. Our status, ourselves. Police are policy enforcers. We understand that. But what gives them authority over you? The government says so. Okay, well, how the government get authority over you? These questions we should be asking though. Right now we're in a republic allegedly, or they say this is a republic. Well, I don't really know what that is, but right now anything goes. You see what's going on. I mean, people just doing what they feel like. Russia, they elect republic. We rush into republic. We rush into election. Red bells and red flags should be going off in people's minds right now, man. People should realize that something ain't right. Something ain't right. So I don't know. But politically incorrect lines are wide open for those who want to come on board. If you want to come on board, click on the link, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. That StreamYard.com link is there. All that is necessary is that you click it. Just press the link, and you're welcome to come on in. Welcome to come on in. We got to get this thing straight, man. There's too much misinformation, yes, but the truth is we have been lied to all our lives with misinformation anyhow by the same said system that claiming that people have misinformation. The only information that's missing is who we are and where we going, because look around you, family. Just promises, 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 promises. And people buying the promises. What happened to the medicinal cannabis bill in Barbados? Up to now they can't get it off the ground. And not because of lack of people trying, but red tape is such a thing where right now people don't know their head from their foot. You take one step forward and two steps back. So you ain't making progress. You moonwalking, man. It's political moonwalking. That's what's going on. It's political moonwalking. That's just the reality. Do you know a mandate is an act of violence against the people? How could it not be a violence? I mean, I told Sister last, say every new law is a right that you lose. Every new one is a right you lose. A right to, so you have a right to every new law they bring out, you lose in something. But no one is connecting the dots. Masks don't work over in the US. Everybody don't wear that crap. It's a fact. I see Thelma know what's going on, man. Thelma some more do. I mean, seriously speaking though, family, I mean, right now, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's about coming together. This is why this is all happening in our family. Nothing going on now deserves our attention. Let them do what they're doing. We got to make sure we do what we're doing. That's why I'm telling y'all Monday next week, the elder coming on with the farmer, I mean, the equipment, the knowledge, but the knowledge on how to, put things in place and make it happen, because that is what is necessary now. All that other stuff, we ain't studying that, because they're going to do what they're going to do regardless. I mean, they already had votes. When was it? On the 12th of this month, which was a couple of days, 5 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. 5 and 2 is 7. Yeah. Think about it for a second. Police went and vote. Other people went and vote. So people already started voting. Whether they keep these votes safe, they lock them in a box, they keep them in the office, they peeked in already. I don't have a clue. In most cases, most people don't even know that voting already started. People already voting, family. People already been voting. So we don't even know what really going on here. I mean, you can't say they voted for this. So all candidates supposed to have people, to check and verify. We don't know that is the case. What I find interesting though is that every U-turn they're promoting not one, not two, but they're promoting three. They're actually promoting three specific parties in this whole election. It is the red party, it is the yellow party, and the green party. Y'all notice anything? They're promoting the man. Look, let me give you a little science on this thing here. Study this thing carefully. We want to study this thing. They're promoting the red party, they're promoting the yellow party, and they're promoting the green party. You see? I ain't looking at the camera. The B, the D, and athlete. The red, the yellow, and the green. Of course, they always put the red on top, but you see the order, right? Okay, I'll leave it at that. So I noticed the little subliminal things that they do. I mean, this thing is so. mesmerizing. If your head is screw on, you can get caught up in it. It is so mesmerizing. If your head not screw on, you can get caught up in it. See? But anyhow, the link right there, like I said, anybody who interested in coming on, everybody always sitting back and watching. Somebody click on that link and come in. Let me see what's gonna happen. Man cannot rule himself. It is a fact. It is a fact. This thing is so serious, right? That one thing they're talking about all the time is me working the enemy just so Trump win to get beat. Even if me lose, she win. If we don't understand. Yeah, with Jarvis. My name is on the list to vote, and I have not voted in Barbados for over 30 years. But yeah, the weird thing, I like, brother said, the weird thing about this so-called democracy is that they will come and ask you for votes, but would make laws and put taxes on us without asking. Wisdom, 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 wisdom. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. This is interesting, though. I mean, this is really interesting. This is really interesting. I look, family. This thing, you see who they're promoting, though. The different ideas, and people even talk about same sex and all this kind of stuff going on. And I mean, that's the elephant. That's the pink elephant in the room. And pardon the color, but it's the pink elephant in the room. And a lot of little things that people don't want to even touch. The medicinal cannabis, like I said, and the Rastafari community, and certain things that people don't want to touch. And athlete and Christianity. I wonder how you're going to deal with that part. How are they going to do? They're going to reverse that, or they're going to allow it to go through. Because these transgenders and people, same, all kind of stuff going on. Everybody want their rights. Everybody want what's right for them, what they think is right for them. But what's right for the nation as a whole? What we doing, what we dealing with as a whole. We got to build our own. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm tired of saying it. Let me deal with status, know who we are, and let me just leave Egypt. I can't say it no other way. No matter how they play this game and this election selection, everything gonna change. I mean, I remember when the Hami was an independent candidate, and as an independent candidate, I mean, you see how they deal with independent candidates, though. You got to really do for yourself and do for you, because they ain't giving you no forward. If they give you forward, is a little bit, because they're playing a game, and the game is to include you. The game is to keep you out, keep you out, keep you outside the scope of possibilities. So how is it we gonna play this game to win? And there's certain things we don't want to address. We don't want to touch it because we don't want to offend nobody, right? We don't want to offend nobody, so we ain't touching it. We ain't gonna touch it. We just gonna let it sit right there and whistle. But family, right now, like I said, Wednesday is the selection day. If you stay home and watch it, you might as well go ahead and put your vote for the B or the D. Support independent. And I use that word loosely because I didn't even know that's the word to use. But the individuals who are involved in this thing who are not a part of the traditional norm, as much as possible, give them the opportunity to do what they can. They can't possibly in a million years do worse than what has been already done and been going on for quite some time. They can't. It's impossible. It's totally impossible. Totally impossible. But we see how it goes, man. We see how it goes. And by the way, I want to shout out to the brother again, Joshua Maponga, for coming on yesterday and sharing with us what's happening on that side. What I found most interested is that we are almost on the same path, almost identical in what we think and what we share. And it's interesting, our aspirations are pretty much aligned. So that goes to show that universal consciousness is a oneness. Universal consciousness is a oneness. And the brothers on that side and making it happen. And we on this side, we have to make it happen. We can't look at what these these corporation managers do. That's really what they are. The illusion of slavery. I mean, the illusion of slavery. You think about it. Let me ask you a question. Hold on, man. I want everybody to click this link. Y'all find in the comment side here. Click the link. I dare somebody. Let me have a conversation. Let me have a conversation. Click the link. I see you. Let me ask y'all a question, a serious question. I have a serious question to answer y'all. Let me put this link up. Let me share this first. Now you're gonna ask the question first. Where did all the going back to the plantocracy? They say they emancipate the slaves slash Africans slash prisoners, what you want to call it, same thing. They emancipated the slaves in Barbados. Okay. So the slaves were set free. What happened to the slaves though? Like those individuals who were considered slaves, what happened to them? And the individuals who were considered overseers on the plantation, what happened to them? And the massa, the families that own the plantation, what happened to them? Let's fast forward a bit. So we got massa, overseer, and slave, and one word, emancipation. Like the illusion of inclusion, it was a mirror that flipped. So on the other side of that illusion, we now have social partners, we have ministers, and we have citizens. So the slaves became citizens, the overseers became the ministers, and the masters became the social partners. But let me ask you a question. Because the names and the titles were switched, do y'all think that the agenda really changed? Do y'all think that the mandate changed? Or just the names for identification purposes? hmm Names only. So they only change the names. So basically, the citizens are the slaves, the ministers are the overseers, and the private sector slash social partners are the plantation owners. So what you're suggesting is that it's an illusion of inclusion. Perhaps they're willing. Perhaps what's happening now is that you know they're taking the veil from across the eyes to reveal the fact that you know you're a peasant. You ain't got no say in this. What election? What your votes don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing. The only thing your vote means is to let us know how many of y'all sleeping and still support me or cuz the 2 feet or the 2 wings of the same vulture, and how many not. Because in a country that's supposed to be 300,000 people, if if 200,000 people go and vote, and of the 200,000 people, the two cousins only get 50,000 between the two of them, and all the rest go to independent, then they'll probably fudge it in a way to make either one of them come together and decide, well, look, we can go and pull this off you because the people are restless. So we can do, well, we can let you go forward so that you win. You the opposition, so the opposition pull it off. Because if I come back, they might be vexed with me. That many people might topple my whole regime. So we gonna put you in place, like to kind of, oh, okay, I thought so, calm them down a little bit, a little diplomacy, as opposed to the radicalism of the extreme party. You know, this thing is such an easy setup. You can see it with your eyes closed, man. Slavery with your eyes closed, man. So let me drop this here again, man. Let me just put this here again because For those who know coming in, I posted the link to the StreamYard in the chat. I just posted it again. Anybody who's interested, people always say they want to call in and give their comments and share a comment. Well, I just posted the link right there in the chat. So if you feel like sharing that thought, that comment, rather than calling in, there's a link right there. Come on in. Just click on it. Click on it. And come on in and join the platform and share your views. Share your views, man. Shout out to all the other candidates, individuals who run in and looking to make themselves known, and to the people. We have a few parties that out there, and don't get confused between the two. There's an alliance and there's a coalition, but you see what's going on, family. Like, I can't wait till Friday night program, man. God is the one who bring down kings. Believe they are unstoppable, but trust me, suddenly you can wipe every one of them off the face of the earth. Sis, I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell you. That's what I'm saying. Let us prepare for what's the fallout, because let's get our house in order, man. Let them do their thing, and let us do our thing. It's that simple, man. It is that simple. This person is now timed out and cannot comment in 15 minutes. Oh, why is that? All right, Jacqueline, Aline, I am not sure why. If you're still watching, right? Uh, I don't know. There's a link. I don't know. This is strange, though. This is interesting. It says this person is now timed out and cannot comment for 15 minutes. Hmm. You can't make this stuff up. I don't. This platform belongs to these people, so I can't tell you, man. Yahshua is king. Jarvis, I feel you on that, brother. Oh, speaking of that, nurses, like I was saying earlier, man, the nurses, man, for the mere fact that they ignore the plight of the nurses is sufficient grounds for dismissal. That is sufficient grounds for dismissal. The fact that they allow the nurses to just, have to come to the extreme measures they take, and rather than be doing what they're trained and love doing, is sufficient grounds for immediate dismissal. Because the whole nation, although they gonna go to the fancy clinics and whatnot, the nurses, man, family, the whole nation should be right now supporting nurses. This is not even about misinformation, telling people that nurses walk off the job so they don't deserve this and don't deserve that. But if you working and getting paid, you ain't walking off either. Weight difference. Whether you walk off or don't walk off, but you wasn't getting paid. You was working for free. You was volunteering. So don't not let y'all know the nurses ain't doing what they're supposed to do, man. They've been messing with the platform for a while. It's true. The other night, somebody told me that they had a BLP advertisement at the bottom of my page. That was crazy. I don't know if that y'all. Somebody gotta tell me if that's so, man. They had BLP advertised, like the ads, but I don't have my page monetized, so I don't. I ain't putting the ads on here because I don't want you putting on that crap on here. We ain't supporting that. We gonna support ourselves, man. We ain't depend on you to do it. We gonna depend on each other and make it happen. But I don't know what else to tell y'all regarding that, man. And that's just how I see it. You know, family right now, like I said, let's get everything in order. Work on what you got to work on. There's a lot of different small businesses opening up. A lot of people on the platform have their own little private entities. There's a few different chats that have, you know, information for these different businesses. I don't always push certain businesses on here because I don't want anybody thinking that they could target people because of what we do on this platform for or against. So, but we do have people in the group. We do have groups that share the information on a broader scale. So that is not a problem. And at some point, we could even start bringing on people here to speak on their own platform, speak on their own products or ideas that they have to make things happen. There are people who make lotions, soaps, masks, clothes, hats, drinks, food, yeah, family, that's our time though. We go and support each other in terms of what we're doing. School right now is up and running, but you see is, I mean, there's so much we have to deal with, and it's been too long, been way too long. So let's make it happen, family. That's what we got to do. We got to find a way to make it happen. It's not if it's not for us, it ain't gonna happen. So keep that in mind, huh? Prime servants, man. Right now, I think that someone filed an injunction in the court to question the authenticity of the election from a lawful standpoint. And let's see how it goes because there's a lot of violations. Like I said, a lot of rules getting violated. There's no rule of law. It really don't exist. So if there's no rule of law, what is the law that we following? You know, and if we're using the old constitution because we can do so, but wait a minute. Why we just don't keep that anyhow and just leave it at that? No, you can't. So this is just pure madness, pure madness. I mean, pure madness. And everybody not looking or willing to speak on that, or at least be honest about it. I mean, that's as mad as a man born a man thinking he's a woman, or a woman born a woman thinking that she's a man. You know, the operative word is thinking. So it's a mental something. But you can't change who you are genetically. If you use a man, use a man. Use a woman, use a woman. You can't change that. You could change your mind in terms of how you want to see yourself or how you would like people to see you. You could that's mental, but you can't fundamentally change who you are. I mean, so if you feel that way, honestly, and this is not a attack against no particular what do you call it, alphabet group. It's a fact. It's a fact. The fact that you transgender. Well, the term trans means you transition into something other than. So you have to identify with who you are first in order to change over. But you can't change over. You change your mind over. You can't change your physical. So whatever you do mentally, it implies, a level of how you thinking, which is a whole other conversation. Perhaps we can even have that because it's a dialogue. So when you got this government run by individuals who are trans right thinking, that's all I could say. Who ain't thinking right? Who ain't thinking right? If you're in your right thinking, then you're in your wrong thinking. If you're in your wrong thinking, whatever you think to do going to be wrong. If you start wrong, you're going to end wrong. And again, this is not an attack against anybody. It's just a fact. It's a fact. You know what I mean? So when you start to function at that level and dwell at that level and be in that space, then people are going to start thinking, well, wait a minute. Wait, hold on a minute. What really going on? I mean, there's people inside that same community that can fully grasp where you're coming from. There's a reality. It's a mind thing. Right now, the way these people making decisions, they out their mind, family. Clearly, they out their mind. They talk building islands. They talk about building islands off of an island. You understand me? This is you can't make this up. You want to build an island off of this island to do what? Quite frankly, to do what exactly? I mean, what you could do over there that you can't do over here? Don't answer that. The funny thing is, countries who can afford to build islands off their country, and the first country to do that was Dubai, by the way. Dubai, well, that's not the first country to be honest, because Singapore did it too, but they didn't actually no, they didn't do it. They pushed out some land. They didn't build an island separate, but the first country I think was Dubai who did that. Literally built islands off land. That project worked out the first one. A lot of difficulty, a lot of challenges, but it kind of worked itself out a bit. Slightly little. The second project they're looking to go into the second phase. Go and Google what happened and see what happened. Go look at the map of the world. Remember they said they're going to create islands and all the shape of the map of the world? Right off the same islands off of Dubai. A big world map. They have the North, Russia and North America, Canada and Europe and Africa and South Pole and all this South America. Go look at it now. Go look and see what actually happened to that project. And all the other projects they had about building islands off the land. Go look and see what happened to them. And they could afford to do it and couldn't get it done. But Barbados, this is sort of crap they telling people about they gonna do this and do that, and yet they can't even get a simple marijuana bill organized. They can't even get supplies in the hospitals organized. They can even get a roundabout at West. I mean, well, they put lights at Westmoreland Junction, but how many people had to pass away at them junctions from Warrens to Mile and Quarter? The intersections. How many people had to pass away in those junctions before somebody say, you know what, we should put a roundabout for you, because people dying. I just you know can't make this stuff up. Cannot make this stuff up, man. Anyhow, family. Do you mean F up everything? Just want to drive far the people, drive far the people, cripple them. Barbados, me and not God. He will stop her. I don't hear nobody in. So Jarvis, you wanna ask the question, Jarvis? Click the link. That's all you gotta do. You see, when things I notice in Barbados, right, is fear, fear, fear. Greetings, Gazelle. Yeah, Miss Gibbons. I never seen that name before. It was all good. Roderick, I see you too. Big up yourself, man. Yeah, Steve. A lot of folks be fearful, you know what I mean? And I'm going to guess that link is the link to the YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. I wait a minute. I need to click that. I need to click that. I don't even know how you could do that. How can I do that? How can I do that? Let me see if I can figure it out. I'm gonna try to grab that link so I don't post it. I think I know what it is, if I'm not mistaken. I know exactly what that is. Let me see if I could copy that and see what happens. You might have to inbox that. Put that in my inbox. That's what you do. Put that in my inbox. That's the best way to do that. Yeah, put that in my. Shout out to my brother there too, man. Azari Walker, man. I see Azari Walker got a live going on. When I finish, I can probably check it out. See what Azari reasoning about. Crazy as it is, man. I mean, so much going on, family. Support anybody doing something positive right now on behalf of trying to share the knowledge with the people. Just support them 100% because in these times, family, you see what's going on. You see what's going on, man. I mean, you can't even make this stuff up. Yeah, that's my personal Facebook account. Yeah, put that in my inbox. You can't make this up, man. I mean, so much is happening on so many levels, and a lot of people sitting back saying, I ain't checking. Brother say he ain't voted in 30 years. And I understand that. I fully get that. At this point, family, we're going to have to really realize if we don't step up, we might as well step down and step out the way. I'm telling you. Fear though, Steve, man. Really and truly, man. People are fearful. Everywhere I turn, I hear it, man. Everywhere I turn, I hearing that, man. People saying they're fearful. They're fearful. They're full of fear, man. That's unfortunate, but that's what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. What did it say? I got it. I got it. I gonna I think y'all should copy. I'm gonna try to put it in the chat. I don't know if y'all can see the link the sister in this post, but I'm gonna try to take it and put it in the link. Make sure you copy this and send this to your people ASAP. Let me see how you gonna pull this off. How you gonna pull this off? Technology, right? Click that. Click that. It worked. It looked like it worked for you. Forward that to that. Click that, and that's a done deal. All right, I got it right here, man. Make sure y'all put this up on your WhatsApp, your group, your family, your status. I mean, again, these countries, they talk about putting up solar panels on these 10,000 houses and all this stuff. Understand who they're buying these panels from, family, if they even build these houses. And if they do build them, understand who they're really building them for. All right. Ta-da. Guess who's Bazak? Yeah, family. Put this link up. Try that again. You'll be playing around with me. I know. I put this link up. My whole thing paused. All right. Not a problem. That is not a problem. Do this real quick. I'm gonna put this link in the group as well and post this as well. Like I said to you, we adopting all these best practices because we see other countries doing them, so we think this is the right thing to do. But don't let nobody fool you, man. Don't let nobody fool you. Click on them joints right there to see why Dubai. What's the video called? The video is called "Why Dubai's Man-Made Islands." Why Dubai's man-made islands are sinking. Remember what I told you? They build all these islands off the off course, thinking that they could do this and get away with it, and they got the money, the billions and trillions of dollars that they could throw at this, and they did that, and it didn't work. The islands are now left out there, and they're all just sinking. And they explain why the issues they had with the water, the current, and certain flows. You can't disturb the balance in nature. No matter man. So make sure y'all take that link down, click on that link down there, politically incorrect, and go check that out, man. Shout out to Mikey General. I see you in the building too, family. But that's what's going on, man. Check that stuff out. Click on it. Tell a friend and tell a friend and see what's happening. They're gonna do all this fancy stuff they're talking about, man. Building homes and solar panels. All these solar panels, when they finish, they're gonna dump them. I don't even have no idea. These mini stadiums they talk building all these. I mean, again, that's Chinese. Chinese always think black people need stadiums, as if all we can do is play sports and run around. You know, man, transforming Queens Park into a cultural hub, all this sort of stuff. I mean, like we want sustainability. You know what I'm saying? We want wealth that is owed. Why you in addressing them issues? You all over the world. These so-called people you in addressing none of them issues. You can't. You can't do it. Don't let somebody else deal with it. But you know what? They can't do that because at the end of the day, there's the citizens slash servants slash slaves. There's the overseer, which is the political class, ministers and the likes, and those in that fraternity. And then there's the social partners and the private sector. Ain't nothing changed, family. Ain't nothing changed. And that's the problem. Brother said, I think the government can do better with the hospital in regards to supplies for the nurses, but refuse to. It's like they're in cahoots with doctors and insurance companies. Well, look, man, I gonna tell you something. They've been working as one against the people. The problem is the people not seeing that. That's why we've been going back. We've been going back to this political ping pong back and forth, one or the other, just to make sure that the people are satisfied and comfortable with the enslavement. Make sure they're comfortable with the enslavement. So you either get in church, you hear one minister, you go into the political meetings and hear another minister, but all two of them promising you something. The only difference between the two is that one you got to die to get the promise, and the other one you got to elect them to get the islands off course, the islands out to sea, or the 10,000 houses with solar panels. By the way, sorry, always promises, man. Make you comfortable with your enslavement. How about we promise to liberate you? How that sound? We promise to take all the land in Barbados. Oh, this is the other best one they got. This is the next one they got. Oh, this was I found this so hilarious. They said, what they said, we want to develop the Barbadian Wealth Fund. Now, if y'all can't even get these national, the funny thing is this: you can't make this stuff up, man. Right now, Social Security ain't got no money, and the Social Security, national insurance. What did it say? Develop. Okay, so the one bill is Wealth Fund, which will be owned by every Barbadian over the age of 18. The fund will be taken unused. The fund will take unused. No, listen to this carefully. It will take unused government land and assets and use them as stakes for equity. After generating a surplus, this fund will be provided. This fund will provide every Barbadian with a dividends check, which can eventually become a steady source of income. This is what they plan to do. So they're going to take unused government land. Well, listen this very carefully. You're going to build this wealth fund. We're going to take unused government land and assets, which is funny. I don't know what that means by assets, unused government land and government assets. What are government assets? But anyhow, and use them as stakes for equity. After generating a surplus, this fund will provide every Barbadian with a dividend check, which can eventually become a steady source of income. Solar panels and hurricane-resistant roofs for 50,000 small homes across the island. Now, a hurricane-resistant roof, man, I don't even want to think about this, man. Like, anyhow, family, like I said, the problem is that the politicians, the problem is that the people who believe in the politicians, politicians are politicians. I mean, politicians is a politic. The people is the problem, man. But in time, they will see it. So in the meantime, let us prepare the way by doing what we got to do. Monday, a week from today, the elder coming on from, yes, it's a comedy, Steve. That's why I call him. That's why this guy was a clown. But the fact is, Monday, the elder coming on, and he's going to bring the message with agriculture and how to, and I mean, planning successfully for yield and growth. I think these are things we need to get into. Topics like that, topics about sovereign status, topics about health. We talk, foods that we should eat, what we should stay away from. Let us focus on what we need to do. We spend a lot of time fighting against what they're doing, trying to persuade them to change, trying to make suggestions, trying to do all this stuff, and they ain't listening. So again, you ain't gotta tell me twice. It's obvious what's going on. Let us not waste any more time on that. Let us focus more on doing what we got to do to build our nation and secure the future for ourselves and not depend on the government to have no wealth building fund or whatever the hell they call it. It's so funny how they can promise you all this stuff now. And all along you've been sweating for nothing then. Imagine that. Wonder why they're offering it now though. I wonder why. What about the what they call it? It's the same in mind. People keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. We as the people can do better too if we organize more and stop looking to them to do for us what we can do for ourselves. I mean, Richard, you said it best. I mean, that's where we at as a people right now, and this where our focus has to be on what can we do for us. Y'all see the moon tonight, by the way, and y'all take a look at the moon earlier. I mean, I was outside watching it and just absorbing that, man, like just absorbing it, just absorbing it. It's a full moon, so I ain't gonna tell y'all why I leave here, where I going. I got some stuff to put in the ground. And the full moon is one of them times. I think I'm gonna probably pass by the beach first at the waterside, man. And like the elder said, give libation, man, and just give thanks and praise to the ancestors and all those that came before and recognize where we're going and where this thing is heading and just hold a little meditation, just hold a meditation, then head in the ground and do some work, midnight style. Outside be bright. Like you think it's like wow, only a light from above illuminate everything, man. So that's the plan for the night. But for sure, right now, people, I we gotta prepare for what is coming. Cause like I said, regardless of what happened, there's going to be a shift. Period. This is not by chance, not by accident. There's going to be a shift. Steve said, "Are you a werewolf?" No, I'm aware of the wolf, if that's what you mean. But I don't study the wolf as a lion. You see what I'm saying? We ain't trading hyenas for foxes. We aware of the flow of the wolf, man. If that's what it is. But yeah, the moon is the lunar, hence the word lunatics. They say the moon has a way of affecting people. That's where the word lunatics will come from because the lunar cycle they found a connection with the moon affect people, and therefore they act different around that time. It brings out some kind of negative or a violent or aggressive nature. Hence the idea of a werewolf coming out in the full moon. People ugly side be coming out. A lot of rituals, a lot of things happen on the full moon. But me, I just give libations and be peaceful and humble, man. That's what happened, man. It's actually the wolf moon tonight. Look, yo, Steve, you see what happened in here now? It's actually the wolf moon tonight. So I suppose that means the wolves are out. But them things don't concern the lion. For sure, for sure, for sure. I be looking forward to that, man. Like tonight for sure. Like I said, it's gonna get praises by the water, man, for real. But even walking and put my feet in, I might even, but I ain't gonna take a dip. Anyway, I ain't gonna do that. I don't mind going to the water at night at all. I love it. But nah, I do that tonight. I do that tonight, man. That's saying that's a little different. But yeah, definitely walking a bit though, wet the feet, wet the ankles and maybe the knees, man, and just let the water flow. The energy of the moon stirs up. Wait, hold on. Energy of the moon stirs up the energy within us. So whatever energy we are vibrating with magnifies. Interesting. Miss Daniel, it looks like you want to plug in and come on. I put the link to the stream. I put the link to come on live and have a dialogue directly with between a one-on-one and the rest of the family. And nobody touched that, nobody clicked that. Like, nah, man, I don't want to go on that live stream for some reason or the other. I put where did I put it? Let me go back in the chat. I can't even find it. I had put it up before. Oh, here it is. I had posted it because folks kept telling me they want to come on. They want to come on, call in, So I put the link where you can come on directly. You don't even get to call. You get to come on directly. You get to come on directly in politically incorrect. Speak your truth. Good night, caller. You're on the air. That kind of thing. True nature of man shows too. We don't have any wolves in BIM. We got a lot of wolves, though, I can tell you that. And ministers right now out there selling people hopes and dreams, man, like heaven, selling candy to kids, man, and people lapping it up. the promise and the hopes of getting something. And that's what happens when you keep people marginalized for such a time. Any little thing you throw at them, they're gonna jump on. As a matter of fact, I said it already countless times. What's that guy's name again? John Locke. John Locke always said that it's easy to fool the citizens, sorry, slaves, Caliban. Get them some spirits, get them some rum, and get them a little trinklet, get them a little something. Get them a no. Listen to what the man said. He said this back in what 16 something or 17 something. He said all you need to do to control them is to get them a little spirits, a little rum, something to drink with alcohol, and then get them some alcohol and get them a little trinklet, just a little something to put in their hand, and watch what happens. Watch what happens, man. I mean, crazy. Wolves in sheep's clothing. Marissa, the natives attached. She said the natives attached names to the full moon. Everything was connection, and it wasn't in a negative way, no. It wasn't in a negative way. It's all about energy and the flow of energy. And we fully understood those things. This is why we got to go back to the beginning. And this is why, I mean, as Rastafari, we hail Ethiopia as home, but Ethiopia is a Greek word, is a new. It was considered to be Abyssinia before that. And before that, it was the Kushite Empire. The Kushite Empire. Brothers talk about the Hebrew Israelite. I mean, before there was even a Hebrew or Israelite, it was the Kushite Empire. And this land produced the people, the Kushite people, or what we call the Moors, as Rastafari. And there's so much we got to start to connect to and really revisit, because this is how you know that they don't have no jurisdiction over you. None. Remember, what is it? The Dred Scott case. As a matter of fact, write that down, family. Dred Scott case. That's in New York, but that applies all across the globe. Go read that. Dred Scott case. It's case law. This is case law, and they cannot refute it. Barbados is one of them countries that be lying for so long, they start to believe the lie, man. They think they really run things, man. And it's time that people actually, well, I ain't even saying it. People know what they got to do, man. Either they gonna do it or they ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? It's that time though. You can't see the writing on the wall. And it ain't for me to spell it out to you. We've been saying it on this platform for almost a year now. I just realized, yo, Steve, you realize we almost on here for a year, man. Every night, 3 nights a week, most often or not, unless for some other reason we were offline. You can count the amount of times we were offline probably on one hand. Other than that, we on here teaching the people and sharing the knowledge, man. Faithfully, out of love. You know, we started as a joke. This thing, well, not that we started as a joke, because I mean, I say that, but I was making joke at what they were doing. It wasn't no joke for me. I was serious as ever. You know what I mean? So, might crack a smile, but ain't nothing funny. But on the serious note, right now, family, let me just do what we got to do, man. But I give thanks to those who shared tonight, contributed in their own way. I opened up the page and nobody want to be on camera night. You don't have to turn your camera on. Well, I don't want to say that. I know people. I know what's going on, man. Like I overs, man. I overs. When I first started doing this, people were telling me, man, you better be careful. You them people, look, man, the issues they have right now are way bigger than me on Facebook or YouTube. Way bigger. You know. Where ISIS Divine, where you know popping from? ISIS checking in as these hackers got her on the run. Man, the hackers, let me tell you some of these hackers. It don't matter. Let them do what they're doing, man. Let them do what they're doing. So you live in that world, right? When your time comes, you gotta take it, you know. Universe right now is not the old world anymore where you can do things and get away. In this day and age, right? You will, without question, reap what you sow. So you out there trying to hack people, do stuff to people. Trust me, brace yourself. Brace yourself. And listen, it can take long. This is the quickening, man. Things happen now quick, real quick. So pay attention. Pay attention, family. Get your house in order. That's all I can tell you. Get your house in order. Last night you jumped out of there real quick, Isis, and dropped out. I hope all is well with you tonight for sure. It's good to see you on board in the building and make it happen. Yeah, Marissa, I'm telling you, man, that's our time. You ain't worry with them. Let them do what they're doing, man. It's all good. We ain't even studying them. The time right now is what we got to do to build for ourselves. Full stop. And that's the whole focus. You know, get into DIY. You got a little love, a little passion. Start to look into it. You know, you got your job, yes, but don't let that be your life. You always wanted to do something else. Maybe you wanted to start a garden. Maybe you wanted to fix your own kitchen counter, or cupboard, or fix that door, or change the oil in your car. Look, women, go on YouTube and learn how to do certain things yourself, how to service your car yourself. Little subtle little things you could do, or do the little thing at the bottom of the sump pan, drain out the oil if you can. I mean, little things you can do to help save a little dollar as well. I ain't knocking you into the mechanic and stuff, or a friend or whoever. But find ways to sustain yourself and help to do for yourself. Learn to change a flat tire, man. Learn to do things for yourself. And that's where we at right now, family. Wow, 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 wow. The Honorable Migs is in the building. Migs, I give thanks, Migs. Sheep clothing, rid them of those masks and the wolves and mere wolves. Enough of them living about here in Lost Barbados. This the enough foolishness is a fact. Mags, it's good to have you here, Mags. Blessed love to you, Mags. Full respect, full respect, full respect. Rastafari, sis, long live the spirit of Kobe Maloney. May he trod this land up and down and give those involved in his untimely demise absolutely no rest. I mean, no rest. None. And may he meet them when they transition to balance the scales and the laws of Ma'at according to the universal law and order. Rastafari says so. Batala, or Batala, or Batala. And for who know, know. Who don't know, well, will. Yes, family. But I'm feeling great. Like I said, the moon looked blissful in her glory, reflecting the black sun. She's reflecting the black sun, not the one that set. That's the misconception they tell us, but she reflecting the black sun. Yeah, for those who don't know, I put out there, why not? And yeah, serious, serious, serious. March 17th, same herb strong as I. Okay, I see somebody here know what's going on. Okay. Family, like I said again, I give thanks for all those on board, all those here, man. And just making it happen. Yes, ISIS, it's time to rebuild, man. It's the rebuilding thing. You know what I mean? Real, 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 real. And as builders, we dealing with the compass and the square. But the compass and the square got to be accurate. Got to be accurate. It got to be accurate. Mother Goddess Mags, yeah, she is powerful. It's a fact. It's a fact. I mean, I remember this sister saw me when I first come forward, man, and spoke into my life. And I've seen a lot of what she said to me manifest over the years, man. So it's full 100. You know what I mean? Serious. But anyhow, family, like I said, the link was there. The link is there. What time is it? What time? Yeah. You go hit the road, man. Hit the road. Tomorrow night is the night I would like to get as many of them as possible on this platform. We bring as many independents as we can have on at any one time and have a roundtable discussion. What would have been nice though, right? Is the so-called other alliance, or the alliance, not the other, the alliance, and the people involved in the alliance and the people involved in coalition, all this other stuff, really realize that in order to really make this thing happen, rather than have these other opposing groups find a way to consolidate it to make it more impactful. But you know, too many chefs in the kitchen, as far as I'm concerned, man. But I know that those who in it on this side of the wall, the ones I definitely know for sure. I know them man, them serious. The sister, them serious. You know, the brother in St. Peter, serious. We got to Brother Scanterbury and his family as well. The brother down there is serious, Omar, and his sister in as well. They all serious. And looking forward to seeing, I bought some snacks. We gonna have election live come Wednesday, a whole different program. Cause come Thursday, like I said, man, it's gonna be a holiday one way or another. But I'm telling you, man, the following week you're gonna have to start with a bang. How to live off grid. It's time to come out the system because where they going, family, we ain't going. We're looking to do things that we don't support, so we can't support it. And I was watching Netflix, man. I step off to get a little something to eat in the kitchen real quick, and I hear this, these songs on Netflix that sounded like people, somebody getting some action, man. I said, yeah, Netflix, man, it's very loud and very ranchy. So I take a little look to see, and I see a little image on the floor, they show the shoes and a pants and a shirt and certain little cute garments. Now they can really tell it to just ball up stuff, you're looking and you're just hearing this noise and the camera panning slowly but surely getting across the room and getting close to the window and the side table and the bed head and the moving in the bed head and the bed and panning across slowly now. So no, I ain't kitchen, but no, it got my attention. I even go front. Like, yeah, what the hell is this? TV? This thing get very hot. What was the interesting thing though is when they finally got to the destination, a few things jumped out at me at once. The fact that it was two men, one actually laying face down and the other one on his back, but it was two black men. And sign hit me for not the first time, but it hit me like wait. So I had to wait. I had to click that. Like, nah, you don't support that at all. Never in my life have I ever seen. I watch all kind of shows. I watch all kind of stuff. I ain't never in my life seen nothing like that, man. And what I found profound is that the whole series relationships, there was no black relationship, no black woman, no black man together with love and unity. It didn't exist. The black man had a woman, a white woman, all kind of stuff going on. But the white man had his white wife, and despite his infidelities, they got back together. It was all happy, and she was cool with him. They reconciled. It was all love. But these two black men, they actually show that the only sex scene in a sense, I can't even call that sex. The only, I don't know what to call that really, that they showed was these two men. You see the subliminals, family. I tell you, man, right now we're being bombarded from all angles about a world that we don't belong in. So it don't make no sense trying to ask them to adjust this world to accommodate us. That don't make no sense. What makes perfect sense, however, is us going and doing our own thing. Full stop. Full stop, as it was in the beginning. When order run things, not man and his money and political persuasion and force of threat of whatever threat they're offering. Can't support that. And that's the world right now that they're wishing for all of us and our children and our children. You crazy? But the youths now telling the parents that I feel like I was born in the wrong body and all sorts of crazy crap. I mean, come on, the average child don't even think about wanting children at that early age or doing certain things. How they going to talk that is thought influenced by an adult. Influencing by an adult. I heard recently a young man had took his life for something very similar. I don't know the details of it. I see a few videos circulating, but let me tell you something. I saw one video circulating, which is a man that spoke about the mother. I didn't see the first video where the young man is involved in some activity, but what I'm saying is that talk to your children, family. Talk to your youths. Talk to your youths. Talk to you. Don't leave it for chance. A lot of these teachers ain't really straight neither. That's a fact. And that may not be an issue, but if they not balanced in their own selves, they allow to be at school trying to influence your child, and you don't even know that. You know what I mean? And I ain't pointing out nobody, but these is facts. These is things that happen, and nobody want to touch this stuff. Like this is like it's taboo. You can't talk this stuff. It's taboo. But y'all could boast about it, and that's good. But nobody else can't talk about it. Rastafari live, reign, and rule here. Anyhow, the essence of this thing is that there is no law right now, family. There ain't no law. That's a fact. Ain't no law. Peasants doing these rules you do and you obey accordingly. These citizens and these slaves or these servants is all the same, just word semantics, family. The ministers are the overseers and the plantations, the managers and the owners of the plantations is the private sector / social partner. Don't get tired. A lot of people making money from this COVID scenario quietly behind the scene because you check the latest dashboard, there's almost 260 somebody deaths allegedly from this so-called COVID. They tested over 500,000 people, and I think there was a total of 30,000. What did they say? How much it was? I don't even remember. I think it was 30. How much cases did they say it was? I think it was 30,000 cases or some crap like that. I mean, see if I can find that now. I don't think I can find it now. Yeah, I don't know if I can find that now. Can I? Let me see if I meant to find it. Maybe I'll find it. Let me see. But they had it up. I saw it earlier. I was looking at it. I was going to download it, but I was like, nah, I ain't even playing up. I ain't even. Oh shucks, I found it. Give thanks to the ancestors. I was just playing around. I found it. That's crazy. Yeah, they said they got over 30. Oh wow, 35,000 total cases. 35,000 total cases. Over 500 total test results, and 35,000 people in Barbados tested positive for COVID. And we have a little under 300 people that have died. Again, family, is the 1% and the 1%. Nothing changes, family. Nothing has changed. As a matter of fact, it's even less than 1%. It's more like 0.98 or 0.97%. Not even 1%. But we got all these rules and regulations, all these fearful and deaf, and oh my gosh, you're going to die if you don't take this and take that and do this and do that. And I mean, family, we gotta really be honest, family, and realize that these people they're giving us a ride, man. They're taking us on a ride, family. So the reality is you gotta start doing for yourself, man. You can't just sit back and listen to all this madness. Numerically speaking, this does not add up at all, at all, at all. And I mean, if this thing was so deadly as a virus, the death rate would be way more than that. You got 35,000 people, 35,007. How much was it? 35,700 and let me give you the exact number. 35,734 people died. Sorry, tested. Yeah, don't make the meme on that one, Mia. No memes. 35,734 people tested positive for COVID. And how many else now got this thing now? Hold on. All right. Where the page going? Okay, here it is. Right, 35,734 cases and go down, go down, go down. Total deaths. Total deaths is 269 total deaths. You got a total of 16,668 males and 19,066 females combined makes it 35. So now we got 35,734 cases and we got 269 deaths. And you take away 269 from 35,074, okay, 734, take away 269. 6, 9, and 4 is 5, 6, 3, 9, 6, 7, 2, 2 is 7, 4, 35. Okay, so that's what 4, 4, 465, 35,000 35,465. Yeah, that's something like that. Steve, where you at? Put that up. But check it out, family. So all out of these people, you had 35,000 people, 35,400 and so many people recovering from this thing. But it's deadly. I ain't even going no more than that. Do the math, family. Do the math, man. Do the math, man. Do the math. It don't make no sense. It does not add up. So it don't make no sense playing these games, family. They're being lied to. You're gonna keep getting lied to, and that's just the bottom line. So it's either we wise up or we get left behind. Most are fake cases. We know that, Steve. We know that. But just to go to show you where there's fake deaths too. The case is fake and the death's fakes. So all in the same, all in the same, all in the same. Anyhow, let them have their way for now. Like I said, their judgment is sealed. Let's focus on what we got to build. But pay attention to the numbers, what they're doing, so you know what not to do and what direction to go in, because they just put it right in front of your face. They had it in people right now talking about they were concerned about the rising cases, Omicron. You know where they're going with that. And they're waiting on the vaccines for the under 12. They waiting on the vaccines for the under 12, and now the cases of Omicron about to skyrocket. And now children are going to be affected. Now look, can't make this stuff up. Anyhow, family, we gonna hit the road running. What time is it? Yeah, we gonna hit the road running. I gonna make my little meditation and my libation outside looking real beautiful. Give thanks as always for the family coming through. Although I would admit recover from the doctor flu. And then I'll put out some truths. Of course, all the truths gonna come out, man. Everything gonna come out. ISIS intersex. What the hell is that? I don't even want to know what that is, man. All that is just pure head injury, trauma from some childhood wound or molestation, and it just come back out in some crazy form. Because it's a conscious thing that you're doing. You can't change your sex. Full stop. Full stop. When you go and piss in a cup and they test it, they're gonna find that you is male. Your genome code say you is male, and your genome code say you is female, regardless of what you tell yourself or what you tell the society. Genetically speaking, you cannot change. You could change your mind, but that's as far as you can go. That's like me telling myself I'm really a cow trapped in a man's body. I was really supposed to be born a cow. I identify with grass, eating grass. And that's the insult, man, family. We got some issues we got to fix, family. There's so much trauma we've been through as a people, and a lot of psychological, imbalances, and just balance this thing and fix this thing. We can't do it unless we start with self, go into self. It's all love, man. And let me raise this bar, man. I mean, full stop. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But you ain't got the right to push it on me to say, you got the right to tell you can't push it. And what the difference? Come on, man. That's basic, man. That's basic. A blind horse and a blind man on a galloping horse can see that you're not telling the truth. It's a fact. It's a fact. I said stop playing, man. Stop playing. Anyhow, family, man. Tomorrow night, we bring as many of the people on board again that represent, up and coming. And let's see if we can make this thing happen as best we can, man. Y'all know how we do this already, man. I had the anthem lined up again from last night. From yesterday, not last night. I thought that was fitting. I thought it was fitting. It was fitting. It was fitting. It was fitting. We've been down in the valley much too long. So rise and shine. Where we at here? Look, let me get this up and running. Here we go. Yeah, family. So y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all have a blessed night. Hold firm. Tomorrow night, we got a few days left to the countdown. Let's make it happen. Let's make it magical, man, as best we can. Y'all know why. Solomonic Dynasty. Rise and shine, Bunny Wheeler. That's how I feel right now, family. Walk with me, man, for real on this one, man. Just meditate on it, man. Just meditate on it, man. Been too long. Much too long, man. Know yourself, family. Know your standing. So when you speak with authority, they know what time it is, man. You ain't the one, man.
We've been down in the valley much too long. We've been down in the poverty
Oh, so long. Too long, family.
We've been down in captivity much too long. We've been down in humility and oh so long.
Rise and shine. And when you're rise and shine. When your liberation. Can't tell you all this enough, man. Restore your strength and power. Waste no more time. Remember who you are, family. There's nothing else to say, man. Just remember who you are, man. Remember who you are, man.
We've been down in a separation.
Much too long, man.
We've been down in humiliation. Oh, so long.
Been down in humiliation. They be laughing at us, man.
In a condemnation. Much too long. We've been down in a segregation. Oh, so long. So
rise and shine, family.
as the morning sun that surrounds you, it's international morality time, where mankind must be born anew. Rise and shine for the sake of the younger generation.
For the sake of the younger generation, family.
To brotherhood and unity. We've been down in the valley much too long. We've been down in our poverty oh so long, yeah. We've been down in captivity much too long.
Much too long, family.
We've been down in humility and oh so long. We've been down in the
I don't know, family.
much too long. We've been down in the tribulation oh so long.
Anyhow, family, tell me. How we gonna do this, family? How we gonna do this, family? You gonna keep playing this game? We gonna keep playing this game? Okay. Much too long, family. Much too long. Anyhow, and leave it at that, man. Much too long, family. I still give thanks, man. I still give thanks, man. That's just the reality, man. How we gonna do this is just through love, man. Love and unity, man. Love and unity. That's it. That's it. I want to show all the family on YouTube. I can connect this dot differently, but I give thanks to all those tuning in on YouTube for sure. YouTube and Facebook, building its own audience, different people. Obviously, some folks are not on Facebook. And again, I give thanks for the support. Definitely going outside for sure and just absorb that energy, man, and just manifest positive vibes and energy and project that out, man, because that's what we need right now. Just send that love up, send it across, send it in, let it go all around because we see the times, family. So only is a few good men and a few good women just to keep that vibration up and keep this island from sinking. Because right now it's like a ship adrift with no rudder or sail. So it's require us to do what we got to do, man, and just keep shining so others can see. So I give thanks as always for the support. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's all love, man. It's all love. It's all love. And this again, I made comments about people not changing their sex, changing their mind, and I know disrespect. I mean, we don't deal with no disrespect. It's just the reality of facts, man. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't get water out of a rock. There's certain universal laws that we got to adhere to and follow. And right now, as we're putting things in perspective, man, it's all love, it's all good. Let's work together to build a better future for ourselves. Most importantly, for the children and the children. Because unless we do it, it ain't gonna get done. Not based on how this thing set anyhow. So keep firm, keep good. Like I said, blessed love, highly Selassie first, Empress was there Menin. It's the perfect balance, family. I see what I'm saying. Oneness is what we're dealing with. So love and light. Keep shining. Tomorrow night, might be a little earlier though, might be 7 for sure. And as bring as many folks. Shout out to Phil. Had a situation this morning. I trust he's a lot better at this point. And his sister that also put in work. The other brother that put in work, Michael. And a whole lot of other ones, like I said. Brother Canterbury, Omar, Sister Ali. There's a whole bunch of other folks putting in work. And we just support them right through. Right through. We give thanks, family. You have a blessed night, right? Oneness.